Hey guys, so I just wanted to make this video like a bit of a different format than what I'm usually used to making. But like I just wanted to talk about keyboards in this video. Like specifically in the keyboards in the price range of like 5,000 to like 10,000 upwards. And like many people, like I've seen this Indian mechanical keyboard community, they are like super confused like what kind of keyboards should I buy and what are they actually getting for it. And like see, I don't really have a lot of keyboards to review right now. Like I have my own stuff. Like some of them are nice, but like they're not the super popular ones right now. Like the All 75 or the Aegis AK20 keyboard that has been super popular lately. Yeah, but I'm just trying to like make you folks understand like what do you actually get when you're paying like 4 or 5,000 rupees for those keyboards, and what you can get if you spend like plus 5 more, like around the 10,000 range, right? So when we talk about keyboards, right, in the 5,000 range, I actually have one keyboard um, that I bought like I think like 4 years ago. It was the RK84, and yeah, I actually have it, but like I've completely modded it, so like that would not be like a good reference to like the current 5,000 rupees keyboard. But still, let me pull it up and show you. Okay, so this is a keyboard that I bought like 4 years ago. This is the RK84. Like I got this from this website called Genesis PC, and it has been doing well. Like I actually gifted it to my girlfriend, but then she broke it. Uh, it's actually not broken. It's just the battery is dead. So yeah, this was a very good keyboard back in the days. Like for 4,000 rupees, you could not really get anything better than this. The keyboards that you see these days, the RLF75 and the other keyboard that I just mentioned, would be like the successor of this. Like it's the same thing. And so obviously like the keyboards that you can get these days, like they are like much better than this. I mean, this is like plate mounted. The keyboards that you can get these days for this price, they are mostly gasket mounted, and the software is a tiny bit better than this, but like yeah, they are much better than what you could have got like 4 years ago. Anyway, so the problem with this kind of keyboard, especially in the Indian market, is that people will look at a keyboard price and look at the 5,000 price tag, and they would compare it to their 200 rupees keyboard, and they'd be like, whoa, like that's a lot, right? That's too much, that's too expensive. And yeah, I get it. Like, see, most of the keyboard prices like are like a direct conversion of the dollar value, like the dollar market. So obviously it's like much more difficult for us Indian consumers to like understand like what is budget and what is not. But yeah, the hard truth is like even the keyboards at the 5,000 rupee range are considered budget for a reason at that. Because even if you buy like the Aula 75, this is not the Aula 75. Like even if you buy something in the 5K range, you are going to get decent build quality, decent keycaps, decent switches. The thing that you would be actually sacrificing on, it's not actually the typing feel or anything. Like most of them are like covered in those price range. The thing that you would be compromising on is one, the build quality. The second is modability and ease of mod, I would say. And yeah, the last thing, that's the software, obviously. So for example, let's take this keyboard for example. This is the Monsgeek M1. Like I've completely modded it. Like I mean, you have to like build the keyboard because this only comes as a bare bone. I built it like with the keycaps, with the Echo Wave keycaps, and I have some Echo button switch. So this is like mostly Echo products. Like Monsgeek is also like made by Echo. So yeah, this is like a complete Echo board. I love them. So anyway, like this keyboard like supports QMK, which is a big deal for me because like I work on both Mac and Windows. So like it's easy for me to like switch softwares, and like if I want to have some macros, I can set it on both the systems without like changing anything, right? So yeah, that's really a big plus point for me. And yeah, if you're thinking like now we don't use macros or anything, but like yeah, maybe for a 75% like this, like you would not want to have. I mean, you might not need any macros because you have all of the keys and everything that you usually want. But like let's say you are in a 65% or even a 60%, right? Let's say you have something like this. This is my other keyboard. This is the TOFU 65. So this thing does not have the function row, right? And yeah, for something like this, you would definitely need good software. Otherwise, you will never be able to move from a 75% to a 65% or a 60%, because if you buy a cheap 60% keyboard, you're stuck basically, because the software is going to be shit. So you're just going to be stuck with like whatever keys you have. On this one, you could like have like, it's unlimited, like what you can do with this. So I just mostly talked about software, right? So that's the number one thing that I think that you're compromising on when you're buying a budget keyboard in the 5K range. And let's talk about the next one, right? Is the build quality. Like, for example, the keyboards in the 5K range is going to be mostly plastic, right? Obviously. So like the Monsgeek is like completely aluminum build. So like it's solid, like really solid. It feels really good as well, and it's not going to like wear off or like collect dust and like lose its color over time, because again it's very high quality CNC and feels very premium, right? So obviously this is not going to lose its value in any time soon. Like even for years it's going to be like very solid. So that's one thing you get when you're paying like a good chunk of money on a keyboard, like 10,000 rupees. Like, but this one, right? See, it's made of plastic, so it's obviously going to get some sort of scratches and everything. The dust, I mean, you know how plastic stuff work, right? So it gets very old, I'd say, like very soon. Like plastic keyboards tend to get very old very soon. Like this has been used for like 4 years almost, like, yeah, but like you can see that there are lots of scratches and marks everywhere. The color is like a bit off, like it looks a bit, I don't know, like brownish, I'd say. And yeah, it's just much more easier to lose like the quality factor on a plastic keyboard. And yeah, that's something you're compromising on when you buy a budget keyboard. The last thing that I think that you compromise on is the ease of use and modability, right? So for example, like I told you that I modded the RK84, right? So yeah, the thing is like it's not really meant to be modded, because the screws and everything are like hidden somewhere, and like I had to like do a lot of work, like prop up this top case and everything. Like it's still loose. Like I tried to mod this, and it still loose. Like I could not make it snap ever since like I tried modding it. But like it works, but like see, a lot of the keyboards in this price range are not going to be mod friendly, because yeah, they're not meant to be modded. Like they're meant to be used stock. It's targeted to the group of people who don't want to mod their keyboards. So it's definitely more difficult to like mod a keyboard in this price range. But if you otherwise look at something like this, or even any keyboard that comes as a pre-built, right? So I mean, most of the aluminum keyboards comes as a pre-built, and most of them at least. But like if you buy a more premium keyboard, especially an aluminum keyboard, most of them, they are going to be very easy to mod. For example, like to mod this, I simply have to remove the 6 screws at the bottom, and I'm done. Like everything, I can just open it up and everything. Like over there, like the screws are like hidden between, I don't know, switches and whatnot. So yeah, that's also one thing that you are sacrificing on when you're buying a budget mechanical keyboard. And yeah, the other thing is like, I mean, the last thing that I'd say, like, but that is like mostly preference. But like, I find that a lot of the switches, if you put it on something like a aluminum board, they sound a bit more high pitched, like for obvious reasons, because there is a metal thing, it's bouncing off metal, so that is like a very high pitched sound that you're going to get for most of your switches, and that is something you might like or not. I personally am a big I'm fond of the clacky sound signature, so it really works for me. But if you like would want like something like a deeper sound, I think at that point like going for like a plasticky or like a acrylic board might be better, in my opinion. But like most high-end boards do come with like aluminum bill, so like yeah, that's really going backwards honestly. But yeah, but like I don't really mind like having like a very high pitch. There is like a high pitch sound that comes with it. Like you wouldn't know like if I just type on this alone, but like if I were to like put the same switch on a different keyboard, it would sound like a bit different. So yeah, I mean that is really what I want to talk about mostly, like because a lot of people like in this hobby, especially in India, don't really realize like what kind of features that you should actually be looking on a keyboard when you're paying this much of money. So yeah, I think this is gonna be it for this video. Like I just wanted to be like share some information on what you actually get and not get when you're buying a budget versus a more premium keyboard. And when I say budget, it would be something like the All-F75, the Aegis keyboards, maybe the M-Choose keyboard that has been coming up recently. And when I say but more premium, I don't really mean the high-end premium. I mean like the middle ground premium. Like for example, the Monsgeek M1 or something like the Lucky 65 or the ND75, the Rainy 75. I mean those are what I would consider like a very good middle ground where you're getting almost everything that you could get on a high-end keyboard. And if you go upwards of that, you're mostly paying for the like the swag value and nothing else. So at this price range, like the 10 to 15,000 range is like where you get the most out of your keyboard. And yeah, I think this is it, guys. That's all I want to talk about, and just make this a bit more like an informative kind of video. I'm just experimenting with this style of video as well. So like if you want me to talk about more of this kind of topic, like do let me know in the comments, and like yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.